Can you tell us like the difference going from having made Kingdom Come 1 and then going from that whole project to, hey, we're going to do Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, the increase in scope, how different that was?
Oh, man, a lot. I know, but the beginning of KCD1, I joined before the Kickstarter, so I lived through the early days. You know, it was driven by passion, so not that much experience, and the studio was small. Before Kickstarter, there were like 20 people or something like that, and during most of the development on KCD1, we were like 50, 70 people. At the end, we ramped up the people to like 150, I think, when we ended KCD1. It was already quite sizable company. Most of the development, it was 20, 30, 50, and then 70 people.
It's so interesting to see, like, it starts out with like 3 guys. I think it goes from 3 to this, to this, to this, boom, boom, boom. And then just how everything changes. Were you worried at all at the beginning? Because you guys started from a Kickstarter. Was that like scary at first?
It wasn't for me, because you know I was very young. I just joined after my university, so I was like, whatever, let's try that. That's going to be great adventure, great experience, whatever the outcome will be. But later on, I realized everything was hanging on a thread. If the Kickstarter wouldn't work out, the company would just go under. There would be no KCD. Everything was, you know, based on whether the Kickstarter would be successful or not. Back then, I didn't really realize that or didn't care that much. But really, it was crazy times. All the guys that started the company, they were super nervous. So they really, it was like, it was their dream to build this company, to make this game. They were really nervous what will happen.
Yeah. Well, game dev can be a scary thing these days because you can spend years working on something and, you know, whenever you don't know what you've got until you put the game out and hopefully people buy it. Which is why you've seen so much change with like different types of monetization, the free to play with the microtransactions. Hey, when you release a game, is it a $10 game? Is it a $20 game? You know, what is it, right? Is it say full, you know, $60, $70 game? It's a lot of discussion. It's like a really hot topic. But I think at the end of the day is like, you don't really know what's gonna work until the game comes out. And like we talked about this a little bit earlier with Toby, how years ago it was like, oh, nobody plays single player RPGs anymore. Nobody does this, nobody plays that. And they're wrong. You know,
they're very wrong.
Very wrong. And it's the same sort of thing with the MMO RPG community right now, where with the MMORPG community, it's like, oh, well, our MMO's dead. Is it a dead genre or whatever? It's like, no, everybody's just waiting. Everybody's waiting for a good RPG. Everybody's waiting for a good MMO. Another topic of discussion right now is like with RTS, right? RTS is another one. Is RTS dead? Maybe, maybe not, but maybe just nobody's come out with like the right game that hits. And Kingdom Come was that sort of game for RPGs. I never played Elder Scrolls before, ever. And I just played the Oblivion Remaster. And I'm sitting there playing the Oblivion Remaster, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, there's gotta be like a lot of inspiration that came from this for Kingdom Come. Is that true?
It is, but not only, it's not like specifically Oblivion. We love Oblivion. And you know, the open world, the landscapes and everything, the more the feel of adventure. It was definitely some inspiration, but there are many inspirations from other famous games. I don't know, Gothic series is well known in Europe, for example. But
everybody
even
says
other
I need
games.
to play Gothic.
Yeah,
everybody tells me.
It's very European game, and it's pretty old now, but back then it was really famous and we like that, so there was another inspiration, but that's inspiration from many other games. There are inspirations from the old isometric RPGs, you know, Baldur's Gate and Fallouts and, you know, Planescapes and Albions and stuff like that. So there's a lot of stuff, but specifically regarding the Oblivion, you know, the sense of freedom and adventure of the nice, inviting world that you are that's waiting to be explored. Yeah, that was definitely something that we wanted to have in KCDs.
So it's cool. It's like when you play these other games growing up or whatever, and then now it's like, hey, we have an opportunity to make our own game. We can draw inspiration from a lot of these games that we played that we enjoyed and make our own version of it, like something that's better, something that for us is like, this is our vision. How does it feel that like Kingdom Come has now kind of become that for other studios? Because I know CD Projekt Red just mentioned, they were like,
wow.
because I mean, and that to me is so big. It's good for the entire industry whenever studios come out, make a big time game, and then, oh, that works. People like that. You should want people to play your game, obviously, but you should also want people that play your game to play other games and then continue to grow, and it grows the entire industry as a whole, you know, especially like the specific genre of RPGs. How did that feel?
As you said, obviously in KCD, we wanted to have like an amazing story and amazing landscapes and everything, but I guess everybody who makes or decides to make an RPG wants to have these things. It's the amazing qualities of the game. But we also wanted to be slightly different in several aspects. So, for example, the historical authenticity or the push to really showcase this part of history was one big thing, and it did inspire some people. It's amazing feeling. Or the living world artificial intelligence of NPCs, and that's something that the guys from Witcher 3 mentioned, that there might be something more to the behavior of the NPCs so they feel a little bit more real. So the fact that somebody noticed, and somebody as good as CD Projekt, is really amazing.
Yeah.
It is really.
Yeah.
And I was reading that, I was like, wow. They know about us. I still, because it still feels like we're this small indie studio, small indie project in the middle of Central Europe. And somehow, suddenly, people that I admire so much played the game, took notice of some things, and it's just, wow.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's incredible. Kingdom Come came in and really, it turned heads, right? It changed the perspective of RPGs and what you can really get out of it. And I feel like as a developer, you have an idea of like, okay, this is what the expected player behavior is, but then there's like the actual player behavior that you have to be like, okay, this is like emergent behavior and we have to like learn to account for this. And like, let's say like more of a live service game, like an MMO. But in this, it's like, oh, we weren't really expecting that, but they love it. So great. So then sometimes you make something and then you learn from that thing, right? Like,
and it was really hard call to make it, because living world and the complex behaviors of NPCs, it really makes our job of telling like set stories much harder than it is usual, because the NPCs could be in different places. Some of them could be drunk, some of them could be dead. So it really makes our job of making good narratively driven quests harder. It was a tough call to do it, but we decided it's worth it, and we hoped that some people will appreciate it, and it works, so cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's incredible. I want to talk about like some mod support stuff, because I'm a big, I love like modding games.
Sure.
So in the first game, I threw in some mods that you could just make mods for games after so many years, especially. But you guys really wanted to lead into the mod support for KCD2. So where was that like decision made?
Well, we wanted to do that for KCD1 as well, but it takes a lot of resources to do it at least correctly, at least like well enough.
Right.
So it takes a lot of your resources. So you really have to balance what you want to do for the game. And with KCD1, I love the game, but the release wasn't in the best of state. So we really had to push everything that was absolutely critical for the game. So there was really no time to have modding on release. So we added it later. But with KCD2, the whole production was way more professional. We had more time to polish the game, to fix the bugs, to optimize the game, and I think it really was released in a really good technical state. So we also had some time to properly, prepare the game for mods. So we always wanted to do that. I love mods. Not most, but some of my most beloved games started as a mod. So I really do love that. I want to encourage the community to create. When we are thinking what to do, what to change, what to fix, one big inspiration is like the modding page, what people are downloading and stuff. So we always wanted to do that, but now we had more time to do it properly.
Right. No, that's super cool. I'm always one of those people that I screw around in like the console commands and stuff. Like I pull up the dev mode and I do the console commands. So this is a little bit more of a technical question. I was going through and I was scrolling through the console commands and I saw this in KCD1 and 2. There's IP stuff in there. There's multiplayer. Was there ever any plans to have some sort? Okay, it was just in there for the engine.
Yeah, it's because of the engine. CryEngine is, it started with Far Cry and Crysis games, and these are inherently multiplayer games. So there's some like threads of the old code that we don't really use. But no, there was never any intention to have any serious intention of having multiplayer in KCD. There's always, we're always talking about what we can add and what other games we could make. So sometimes somebody comes with, listen, what about multiplayer? But it's completely different beast than what we are used to make, what we know how to make. So we really want to focus on the things we think we can do great.
Yeah.
So no, it was never any serious intention of making multiplayer.
Oh, okay. Usually what I do is I go in and I set my jump height to be like 1,000 and just jump really high.
I still think you can just, in the editor, you can still spawn Humvees and, some Apache helicopters.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think it's still possible.
That's so funny. Okay,
but
chat.
only an editor, never in a working state.
Oh,
or
it's not a working state.
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna give Chad a side quest to go try.
No,
and
you can't really drive a Humvee, through Ratai. It would be a really cool thing, but yeah.
Just running all over the people. Definitely, I'm one of those people that I will save my game and I will just slaughter a ton of peasants and
Yeah,
then move on.
yeah,
I'll just reload.
Yeah.
It's just just a little bit of intrusive thoughts.
Sure.
So what's the plan? Like, I guess for what you can share, what can you share about like the plan going forward, like the kind of the future of Kingdom Come and Warhorse, like what you guys really want to? Is there anything that you guys really like? Hey, we really want to focus on this thing going forward.
Sure. So our plan right now is to like improve KCD2. That means more future patches, bug fixing, slight little new features, and the DLCs. We really want to release 3 DLCs. We already released one recently.
Yeah.
It's Brushes with Death. We soon want to release the second one. At what time? What date?
DLC?
Yeah.
Well, that's not public yet.
Okay. Soon.
Soon TM.
Yeah,
Soon TM.
and the third should be by the end of the year, but we'll see how everything goes. We really want to push quality, obviously, so we want to release the games or the DLCs when the quality reaches our standard. But that's our main goal right now. We really want to support the community. We love you guys. We read all the chats, Reddits, reviews, everywhere you post. We honestly do read that. And we take inspiration from that. So if you want to have something, write it and stuff like that. And it's like our main focus right now. We want to have the best KCD2 ever. We feel the release was great, but we feel like we can give you more.
Yeah, there you go. So you heard him. If you're watching this on YouTube, you leave a comment. They're gonna read
And
it.
they're
gonna read all the comments in this video. Okay. So
I guess right now in the studios there will definitely be some people watching this live and going through the comments. I guarantee you.
Yeah. So chat, hearts in the chat for Warhorse for doing this for us. We're so spoiled. Yeah, true. You guys actually are a little spoiled. Unbelievable.
No, we love you, really. We only, as I said, the Kickstarter beginning, we only exist because the support of the community. And honestly, the community is so cool. And I feel like it's because the game was, at least specifically the first one, was really different. It was like a big RPG, but on the little niche-like side. So the community that loved that was so inviting, and they feel like every new member is cool, and and they really embrace any new player. And I see it, for example, on the Reddit. The community is so friendly and welcoming, and it's amazing, guys. It's really good. Like you want to spread, the message about the game, about the history. And that's it really is a nice place to be.
You said it the best you can, I think. And that's one of the things I learned is, I actually tweeted about this while playing Kingdom Come the first time. I was like, man, this is something I've noticed just while playing Kingdom Come Deliverance. And Gothic is actually another example of this, where Gothic was from a German studio, right?
Yeah.
When you have like a big time game that comes from not America, basically, like, because people they're used to hearing about like, oh, this game studio in America, or like they assume like a lot of the big studios or big games come from America. But it's not true, right? It comes from everywhere. The way the Czech community is so proud of Kingdom Come, and Germans are very proud of Gothic, right? Because that's the thing. I had a bunch of German viewers who were like, "Esfand, please play Gothic. You love Kingdom Come, you love Oblivion, play Gothic, please." So that's one that I gotta play. But that's so cool to see. Like, I noticed a bunch of people in my chat. They're like, they'll have their names whatever CZ at the end of their name. Like they're like, "I'm Czech, I'm proud. Like I love Kingdom Come. That's our game. That's our game." So they take ownership of that, and that's like when you can make something that not only is it like this is my game, but when you have other people like being like, yeah, that's our game, that's got to be an unbelievable
and it's
feeling.
not only it's definitely huge in Czech Republic, on Czechia, but it's not only like a Czech game. It's a game for the history buff. So any history buff is like, yeah, that's it. We should push this, and it's amazing. More people will love my hobby, so they're pushing it as well. Or everybody who visits fantasy fairs or something where like when you can be in a costume, those people are the same. They're like, yes, more people will love my hobby. Come guys, let's play this.
Yeah. So no, it's been absolutely incredible. I appreciate everything you guys, Toby, helping set this whole thing up. You taking time out of your day.
Sure.
Yeah, because I know I think you might be overtime now, if I'm right. It's 2:30.
I think it's not. It's 2. I think. Is it 2:30? Yeah. Okay. Sorry. I'll have to.
Yeah. So you're a little bit overtime. I don't want to keep you too much, but man, I really appreciate everything here. I appreciate the game. I appreciate you guys inviting us and being able to do this live as well. I know Chad appreciates it. Chat, hearts in the chat.
Honestly, thank you guys. And honestly, even you, to see you like smiling while doing this and when you're showing you the studio, it's like that. The fact that you like being here is like cool. Really, it is.
Like all the hearts.
Oh, guys, thank you guys.
Yeah. So no, this has been an unbelievable experience. So.